Hello, people of the Triple S 100K challenge. As you know, my name's Tom, and today we're going to do a quick review of May. Well, not a full review, I'm just going to basically share with you how bad May has been, as you can see from the screen. But I'm going to explain why that was so bad. And then we're going to jump into something which is pretty exciting. It's basically like a small tweak that we've used to kind of massively improve the conversion rates on our product pages. So let's get started. As you can see, May was a pretty rubbish month. Almost 25% of the sales of March, right? So 1.3K, maybe we'll get a few today, but whatever. This was mainly due to lack of spend on Facebook. I spent probably about £200. As you saw in the video last week, we are acquiring customers for pretty cheap. That a great response to that video, by the way. Everyone really liked that. So what I'm going to be doing in June is scaling that up. And the other reason, of course, is our domain migration. And in the last couple of videos, I've been sharing how that didn't go that well. But things have started to get much better. We've started to sort of rank for the new domain now. And thanks to the guys actually over at logicinbound.com, I've been working with them. They've been absolutely awesome. We've kind of identified an opportunity. Basically, we lost all of our keyword rankings for the term leggings, which was a significant majority of the traffic. And with the domain migration to meggings.com and also removing, basically an over optimization for the word leggings, we're losing those leggings keywords. So I've kind of mixed leggings back into our metadata. So we should be pushing ourselves up to the top of meggings. We are on our way back up. We're probably about the same as we were before. And so with some link building and stuff, we should be able to get that up to number 1. But then also we're still retaining the ranking for those leggings keywords. So that was the insight we came to with Logic Inbound. So if anybody is looking for SEO work on their e-com store, I'd highly recommend checking them out. I'll put a link below. So that's May. Lack of Facebook spend, loss of SEO traffic due to domain migration. But I think moving into June, we're going to start pumping that back up again. So let's talk about the topic for tonight. And let me just for today, let's get the slides up. So in the 9th video, we're going to be talking about how to improve your Shopify product page conversion rate by 2.55%. So let's jump into this. The theory. There are 2 theory points I'm going to share with you today. The first of which is Robert Cialdini's social proof concept. What we're basically saying here is humans are lazy. We're constantly trying to minimize the amount of time and effort we have to spend in our lives because we have evolved to do this. Previously, there was, when we have evolved on the tribes of Africa tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of years ago, if you wasted too much energy doing unnecessary things, you would end up dying because there wasn't enough food. So we've evolved in this really harsh environment, and it's produced these very efficient human beings that we are today. And therefore, we can rely on other people's judgment to make our own judgment because we don't want to invest that time and energy because previously time and energy were very scarce resources. Right now, you can sort of spend $20 and buy enough energy in the form of food to last you probably a week, right? But back then, you couldn't. And so what Robert Cialdini basically said in his book, Influence, the Psychology of Persuasion, I'd highly recommend any marketer to go and check that out, is that people are inherently lazy and therefore use other people's decisions to inform their own. They basically say, oh, that person's doing that thing. That means it must be good, and therefore I should also make that same decision. And so this is a concept that you've probably heard in marketing of social proof. So what we're basically saying is anything you can do to show somebody who you're trying to influence, the other people that they like and respect, are doing that thing as well, is going to have a sweet impact on your conversion rate. So let me show you how this actually becomes relevant for a Shopify store. And you can see in this, if we go to this page here, you can see this is our best-selling pair of leggings. You can see that lovely domain meggings.com there. Our best-selling pair of leggings is the tartan pair. And you can see that here we have a feed of various people in the past that have purchased a pair of tartan leggings. Like this guy here, Lewis Allen, is a bit of an influencer in this space. He has, I think, 37,000 followers. Okay, so what we're basically saying here, he's posting various images of us with his fantastic tartan leggings. And then so we just load up the social proof on this page right below the add to cart button, so people can be lazy and they can see that other people that they would potentially respect, so weightlifting, yoga, lifestyle, running, are using this product and therefore would be more likely to convert. Now what you can also see here is that we are able to click through to Instagram off of the product page, which like in an ideal world, that's probably not a great thing for conversion rates, right? Because you're taking people off the page. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But let's quickly have a look at like exactly the impact that these images are having on our conversion rates. So as I've been talking a little bit about Sneez in the past 8 videos, but Sneez is a tool that will sort of incentivize your customers, request your customers to create that content for you through emails and through showing the hashtag on your product pages. But then B will scan and then collect that content for you. So you can just say, I'll give you a quick demo of how we're using it for Stitch here. You can see we're actually monitoring for the following hashtags, Stitch leggings, and Stitch leggings. So you can see that on this page, we are collecting content that is using the hashtag leggings, but it's not directly related to our brand. So I'm just going to get rid of these. Those are not relevant. I think this guy in here is using, that's our wine leggings. I think they might be our paisley leggings. So I'm going to keep them. I'm just going to remove all of these second. And then what Sneez basically allows you to do is take the content. Let's say these are quite like, this is not an ideal picture because you can't really see the logo or the brand. Let's find another one. Here you can see that these guys, see, I quite like this image. It shows like pairs doing yoga. So what I'm going to do is quickly do a search for that product. And there's the Dream leggings, and I simply click here, and then that has been added to the product page. And so what we can then do, which is super, super interesting, is out of the 380 brands that are using Sneez, we can look at all of their product pages, and we can measure the conversion rates for those product pages that have and don't have a Sneez feed. And we found that there was about a 1.5% difference in the conversion rates from the product pages that did have a Sneez feed on and those that didn't. And that's from 387 brands and over 100,000 product page loads. So we show that for each sort of account or each brand that we have using the tool. And you can see here that we just only have 3 pairs of leggings that don't have a Sneez feed on, and those product pages are converting at 8.42. This is not in Shopify. They show you your overall store conversion rate. This is just a product page conversion rate. So the people that have landed on that product page, the percentage of them that have converted. So without a Sneez feed, we have 8.42, and with a Sneez feed, we have 11.01. So when I actually planned this video, there was a 2.55% difference in these numbers. And that, as per the title of this video, but you can now see that that has slightly changed in the last hour to, I'm going to do some really quick maths here, to 2.49, I believe. Yeah, if that's right. So not 2.55, 2.49. And then we're also showing some information. You can see here that yesterday there were 34 product page views, 31 of them had a feed on. And you can see here this is the collection of the assets. And then you can actually sort of jump in and go to the actual product pages and view their individual conversion rates. We can see that wine is not converting at the moment as well as retro. You see the festival is actually converting really, really well at 33.33%. And I don't think Shopify shows you your individual product page conversion rate, so that's pretty useful as well. So going back to the theory, what we're basically doing here is we are proving to our potential customers that other people are using these, other people that they like and respect. That's why you should curate the content you put on the page, are using your product. The final thing I also didn't show is you can sort of change the style of this feed here. You can also move it around the page. So I actually think I'm considering moving our feed down to, see, that's a bit long, that doesn't look that good, to in here. But not in that style. I think that's too big. Let's try let's try a grid. Yeah, so I think that actually looks better. But I want to put it above these images. Let's put it in here. There we go. Awesome. And so, yeah, that's where I'm actually going to test putting the feed now. And we'll see if that has an impact on the conversion rates. So that is now saved. Anyway, back to the theory. So the second theory that I wanted to share with you guys today is one of my favorite ever models, and it's BJ Fogg's behavioral model. And he basically shows this graph, which I think is absolutely fantastic when you're ever trying to influence anyone. This graph, thinking of this graph is really, really useful. Basically saying that on the y-axis we have motivation. This is how much someone wants to do a thing. And then on the x-axis we have ability, which is how easy the thing is to do. And then we have triggers, which would occur as points on this graph. And if the triggers occur to the right of this line, then they succeed and the person takes the action. But if the triggers occur at a point in time when they have a level of motivation and ability that's on this side of the line, the triggers fail. And so what we're basically saying here is what we need to optimize your influence, you need to A, increase motivation, but B, also increase ability. And then when a person has high motivation and ability, that's when you place a trigger, that's when you make the ask, and that's when you are successful in your influence. And so this is why I wanted to talk about the feed again. So I'm going to jump back onto the product page. So I have it here. So you can see here, we're currently allowing people to sort of jump from your product page onto Instagram, which is okay. It sort of proves to the person, if they're checking out on Instagram, that they're the real person who has X amount of followers using your product, which is good. But I think this can also be optimized using the BJ Fogg behavioral model. So what if you were to click on these images and they sort of pop up onto the page, and then there would be a little bit more information. We are going to actually show the information about the influencer or the person who's used that content on around the image. But then also, and this is the awesome part, is having the add to cart button on that image for that very product. Now, going back to BJ Fogg's behavioral model, what are we doing here? Let me just present this. What we're doing is we are increasing the motivation by showing awesome content of people that they hopefully like and respect using the product. Also, then increasing the ability by having the add to cart button right there, and then the trigger is going to occur just there. There'll be like a call to action by the add to cart button, which would act as a trigger, which is going to lead to a massive increase in conversion rates, we believe. And so that feature is going to be added literally in the next 1 or 2 weeks, which is going to be very interesting to see. We're already seeing increased conversion rates for product pages with Sneez fees on, but when we add this feature, we're going to be skyrocketing motivation and ability, and then we're going to add that trigger on that content when they're clicking on it. They're not going to get redirected to Instagram. That's going to have a massive impact on conversions, and we should hopefully see many more adds to carts. So if you're sending the traffic from Facebook and you're optimizing for that add to cart conversion with Sneez, hopefully we're going to get so many more, so you can feed that data back into Facebook to get you massive, much better ROI on the ad spend. So that is how you can increase the conversion rates on your product pages by a total of 2.55%. That's how we've done that with Stitch Leggings. That's how 387 other brands are also doing it, with varying levels of success, by the way. We're seeing some increases in conversion rates by just a tiny amount, and some by more than 2.55%. So the only way you can find out is actually by going and creating a free Sneez account at www.sneez.io. We have an account that's 100% free. It literally takes 2 minutes to set up, and you can add some content that's being created for your brand onto a product page, and then you can leave it for, say, a week, have a look at the conversion rates, and then if the conversion rates are uplifted enough, then you can sort of upgrade your account to get more content. The way we are, I'll quickly show you the homepage, the way we are currently pricing Sneez is there is a 100% free account that gives you 5 pieces of content. So that's ideal to test out one product. So what I would do is I'd go here, you can connect your Shopify store simply by clicking Get Started and then adding in your Shopify store URL here. You'll go into onboarding, you'll select your hashtags, and you'll set, and then you'll get 5 pieces of content on the free plan to add to your to a specific product page, and then we can start tracking the conversion rates. If you see the conversion rates increase by enough, then it would probably make financial sense to invest in a higher plan. So you can just pay $5 per month and then get 20 pieces of content, and then if you go up to 25 or 50, like this is more content than you probably ever need, depending on how many products you have actually. So I'd highly recommend doing that completely free. It takes 2 minutes to set up, and you don't need to sort of add a credit card or anything. And then obviously when we implement the add to cart on the like box pop-up of the content on your product page feed, I think that's going to increase conversion rates even more. So with that, I'm going to, actually the one more thing I didn't mention is when you do set up Sneez, we'll automatically be emailing, with emails you can edit, requesting your awesome customers to share. And then the other thing I didn't mention is that when people are sharing, if we go back to the content in Sneez here, for example, you're also getting referral sales from all of these people sort of sharing the content of your brand. What you're seeing here is content that's been shared for us, and Sneez has picked it up from these different people. But what we haven't done is added any of this content to our product pages, because we don't really think that it's kind of good enough for the product pages. No offense to these people here. But we're still getting referral sales from these people who are sort of tagging us and sharing us with their friends, which is awesome. So there we go. I want to sign this video off by saying thank you so much to everybody who sort of engaged with the challenge, who watched the videos, who sent me awesome messages, who are using Sneez, and the action that I would like you to take that I think could have a sweet impact on your conversion rates is head to sneez.io. You can see here. You can just Google Sneez, you'll find us, and then you can literally create a free account in like 2 minutes and get it set up. And then in a week you can come back, see if you have the conversion rate increase, and then either leave that and you'll get the extra sales for nothing, for absolutely free, or you can upgrade your account to get more of an ROI. Thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.